Don't play with me right now. Susan, they're trying me. They really are. Oh, you ain't been paying attention. What's going on, beautiful people? My name is Kasabian Lavoe. Welcome back to the Kasabian Lavoe Show. If this is your first time here, thank you for being here. Like and subscribe. Head over to Facebook, follow, and watch the reels. If you're on YouTube, hit the like so everybody else can watch, and then subscribe so that you know when we're live so that you can come by and check us out. And welcome back to the show that nobody watches. I'll be your host. If you've been here before, you know what the fridge is, you know what the water is. Sit down, get comfortable, and let's get to it. We got stuff to talk about. And it's going to be spicy. In Puerto Rican, because it's Puerto Rican, at Bochinche, we're going to be talking gossip today because I was blown away by the gossip. Let's get into today's show. Now, you can't listen to the music because they don't let us stream it, but that's cool. Head over to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, even Facebook now carries the podcast. We're on 15 or 16 different places. Head over there, listen to the song. The track for today is DMX Slipping. If I get teary-eyed, it's my love for DMX, but I'll definitely jump into the show and tell you guys what's going on. But DMX is definitely bringing us in this year, bringing us in heavy. So I apologize again for those that don't know about the music not being a thing. We're gonna figure it out because this year. It's always some year, right? But this year, I really want to do more of an interactive show on the weekends, if that's possible. Which I think we could. Facebook hasn't given me spaces yet. If I can get spaces on Facebook, then we get to change the show up. I don't have any funny jokes. Life sucks, and then you die. That's it. Oh, this is such a great song, I swear, y'all. Yeah, boy. I'm trying. Hey, yo, I'm slipping. I'm falling. I can't get up. Tear shit up. Hey, yo, I'm slipping. I'm falling. I can't get up. Can't fake greatness. You cannot fake greatness. It's Kasabian. Kasabian Lavoe 1. Thank you. What's going on, beautiful people? My name is Kasabian Lavoe. Welcome back to the Kasabian Lavoe Show live from Las Vegas, and I'll be your host with talent on loan from God. Behind the microphone where I'm supposed to be. Can't fake greatness. Sometimes you just got to keep going until it goes. You're always working at it. Always working at it. Today's show is spicy. I'm just going to be honest. We got some shit to talk. It's going to be a lot of bochinche. It's going to be gossipy, and oh well. Oh well, man, I'm in the middle of nowhere trying to get this off today. Okay, Elmo's a gangster. I don't know if y'all knew that, but we're going to be talking about Elmo and his rock today, which I think is it was great. Well, I really don't see what the problem is, but this is the world we live in. Elmo's beefing with a rock over an Oreo oatmeal cookie or some shit. Don't Look Up. Let's talk about Don't Look Up, which I didn't want to because I want to watch it one more time, but I feel like if I don't jump ahead of it and give my at least some type of opinion, I won't have any to give. Let's talk about Jim Jones and that weird-ass shit about him and his moms, and, you know, all due respect, bro, like, this is weird, but I have to comment on it. I have some mind-blowing shit that I want to talk about birthmarks. Now, we'll start the show with it after I round. Let me give all the little breakdowns because it's so deep that I might ruin your whole fucking week. That's how deep it is. It's super deep. So, to the T. I heard that Swizz and Alicia and Lala have had some type of relationship issues, and Alicia wrote a whole diss song. And if it's real, I mean, I don't know how true or not true this is, but I don't give a fuck. I want to be gossipy, and I think it's funny. Let's give an update on the Ahmaud Arbery case. Sidney Poitier, rest in peace, sir. That was he was a a very respectable actor and a great man. Let's talk about what's going on in Kazakhstan with the Bitcoin mining taking a hit. Big hit. This is not a good thing for cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. Also, we have a story from out of Vegas about a man that was avoiding getting pulled over and he stole a truck with a head in it. Trust me, it's going to be worth the wait. So let's talk about let's talk about this birthmark theory that I have. Okay. And it's just hear me out. I heard I saw a video and the video caught me off guard and I was like, oh my God, this might be a good thing because it just, what if your birthmark is actually the scar of the death mark from your previous life? Mine was on my forehead, and as I've gotten older, it's moved. What if in my previous life, I got shot in the head? I always say that I didn't live long. I don't know how many lives I've lived, but I've never lived this old, and I don't know what to do. I feel so lost because my body's never been here. My mind, my soul, my heart doesn't know what to do. This is as old as I've ever been, right? Technically, you're as old and as young as you've ever been right now. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think any of my past lives made it to see this age. And I am now exploring brand new territory. It's crazy. My shit was right here. It's moved. I mean, it's like at the top of my head now. But as a kid, you could see it right here. So what if somebody came and just blew my shit off? Crazy, right? Another theory was, what if when you're born, the light that you see when they say you're going into a light when you're dying, that's actually the light of you coming out of the vaginal canal. And the reason that the baby's crying is because of all the memories from your past life, and you remember them. And as you age, as a toddler and a baby, the memories go away. But you ever felt like you knew how to do something, but you've never done it? You've never felt like maybe you just have like a natural gift and a talent to do something, but you've never ever done it. Like you've never tested it, but if you did, it would be the most amazing thing ever, right? I believe that. Like, I feel like that might be the best fucking way to describe how life is. If it's real, who knows? It might be all bullshit, but it really fucked me up because looking at where my birthmark is, if that was the death mark, somebody killed me. Or I pulled, or my bad, they might ban us. No, I'm telling you, bro, this weed good as shit. I'm honest, though. Think about that, And could you imagine, what if you don't forget? Like, what if you still remember who you was? I want to know who I am or who I was. Like, that shit's crazy. So Elmo doesn't like to share. Apparently, I don't know all the new characters on Sesame Street, but this little girl had a fucking rock and they had some cookies. And Elmo's like, oh, I want the Oreo cookie. And the girl was like, hold up, Elmo. What was that, Mr. Rock? You want the cookie? And then she goes, hey, Elmo, Mr. Rock wants the cookie. And Elmo was like, give a motherfucker about that rock? He said, that's a rock. I'm eating the cookie. I don't know what parent or I don't know. Is this like offending people's imaginary fucking rock friends? You're not taking my oatmeal cookie because of your dummy rock. Sorry. And if we're letting kids get away with this type of shit, y'all got to cut that shit out, bro. And honestly, at this age, I always wonder why people why when they go through their first relationships in life, they divorce, start a whole new fucking family and continue shit. Like, what's the point, dog? Walk away. Do you see the fucking insanity? I'm trying to keep my child from as much of this bullshit as possible. They're mad at Elmo for not letting a rock have his cookie. Y'all wildly think Elmo's gonna play. You bugging. Don't look up. I would have thrown a rock. I'm telling you, I would have slapped that fucking rock off the table so quick and said, fuck you and this rock. That's the type of shit that's not real, kids. Don't get offended by that. That's just life. Jim Jones was on a podcast and he said that his mother taught him how to tongue kiss by tongue kissing him. Some Spanish girl in the back goes, oh my God, I love that. Oh my God. She had a Dykeman accent. Bro, what the fuck? Like, And then he, the backtrack. Oh, I was joking. I was joking. Were you? Because that's the weirdest shit I've ever heard. I've never heard no shit like that. Jimmy, come on, man. And Mama Jones, tell him to stop saying shit like that for shock value, because that's not funny. That's crazy white people shit. Don't do that. Y'all wilding for that. The 3 men in the Ahmaud Arbery case have been found. They were found guilty. My bad. They've been sentenced to life. We already did the sentencing, or excuse me, not the sentencing, but we talked about what happened during the case, and they were all found guilty, and now they have been sentenced to life. So, justice to some point, a life was lost, and now these 3 doofs get to lose their life as well behind bars, where we'll pay for them to eat for the rest of their fucking lives. Again, every time somebody passes in these situations, I say the same thing. I wish peace upon you, because I understand that this must be very, very, very painful. Very painful. What else? Oh, so Don't Look Up. I wanted to watch it again before I gave my take on it. But I can say from watching it one time and kind of understanding it, what I saw was a terrible interpretation of what politics are today, right? Well, not terrible. I think it was actually a good interpretation. Unfortunately, the people that are talking about it seem to think that it's the opposite part. It's very obvious who they're talking about. And I'm just not sure what the goal of the movie was, besides it being complete satire and just showing how stupid the world is, and how we would rather make a salacious story than honestly face the fact that we have, imminent death and danger upon us. Which, this whole asteroid thing isn't not wrong. Like, we've had one recently. We just talked about it. We sent a rocket off to go hit it, and nobody ever said shit about it. I don't know. It didn't catch my attention too much. I really don't have a deep dive. I've heard a lot of people compare it to Idiocracy. Idiocracy is probably the scariest fucking movie that I have ever seen in my entire life, and I never forgot it. I only watched it once because it fucking scared the shit out of me. Don't Look Up is not like Idiocracy at all. Idiocracy was probably fucking Nostradamus's greatest work ever. This was good, not great. It needs tightening up. Oh, I don't understand I just need more premise, I guess. I don't know. I'm just not completely sold on it. So I heard this blogger talking about Alicia Keys and Lala and Swizz Beatz. This is spicy. So I'm just, fair warning, this is bochinche, tea, this is all that. Supposedly, somebody close to, Miss Jones, if y'all know Miss Info, Miss Jones from New York City, Miss Jones is radio royalty. Miss Jones said that somebody reached out to her and gave her this information that was close to Swizz and Alicia. So it seems as if they were having like a poly relationship, and things kind of went sideways. Every time Swizz would post on Instagram in the mornings and shit, like Lala would jump on there and be the first one to comment and like hold down the comments for him, and like it would be like he would have to hit her up like, yo, shorty, chill out, like you wilding, why you doing that type of shit. Then the girl goes, but it gets better. Alicia Keys put out an album, and Alicia Keys has a song on that album called Lala. And if you listen to it, there's some diss bars in this record. And I implore you to go and listen to Alicia Keys' diss song to Lala Anthony. And I don't know if it's a diss song, but if it is, this is like the fucking funniest shit ever. And then somebody was like, damn, isn't that how they got together? That Swizz stepped out and then got with her, which that's exactly how they got together. So I don't even know why. I look, that's their bullshit. I don't know what they was doing, but go listen to the Alicia Keys song La La, and you tell me if it's a diss song. And do you think that this was a thing? I think it's fucking hilarious. And Miss Jones be knowing some shit. It is over for the human race. That's why I'm starting my own, and I'm gonna call it nope, I don't got a name. When it's over, it's over. Fuck it, man. We here for a good time, not a long time. We are here. Yo, shout out to the Boring Company. If you were out here for CES and you got to use that tunnel under the strip, dog, that thing was okay. Good job. I'm not even mad at that. That thing is awesome. You know what I noticed? that every time somebody comes up with a new like automotive or transportation solution, it just sounds more and more like a fucking train. And I think that will work, right? Imagine you get all electric cars that are all smart cars and they all just merge into one lane. And then you just program it to what exit. You just choom, 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 choom. Reduce accidents. You wouldn't have to swerve and move. Everybody just kind of ride. You can do 70, 80, 90 miles an hour as long as it's programmed. You know, I think that's going to be what the future shows. And if Elon keeps on making shit on the ground, that's exactly what it's going to be. So that's dope. Shout out to the Boring Company. Very dope. Rest in peace to Sidney Poitier. Grew up on that guy. Many movies. I would like for you to go look for them yourself. It's hard for me to recommend old movies because the older I get, them shits is so hard to watch. So I can't say that he has this giant catalog of movies that I can recommend, but TMZ had a great pool quote. Poirier was the first black man to win an Oscar for Best Actor in his starring role, Lies of the Field, in 1963. A lot of things changed in the 60s for POC. Spanish people, well, Puerto Ricans have been shipped over here in the 50s for quite some time. You were allowed to marry interracially in the 60s. In 73, women were able to have their own bank accounts, which changed the dynamic in the home. I mean, a lot of things happened in that time period, well, around that time period in the 60s and 70s. And, you know, it's not that long ago. It's not that long ago that these things were a thing, that those things weren't a thing. And then, like, my basically, I got two stories. But this story was the one that was most interesting to me because it's here in Vegas. I heard nothing about it. This happened before Christmas. Oh, shit, my bad. This happened before this damn teleprompter is going to be the fuck. I'm going to spaz and bust it off one day. But so this story is interesting because I don't think they have all the information. And this dude seems to have an attorney. I'll give you my version and then we'll read the pool quote or the pool story from Complex. So a guy is leaving a casino and he looks to be driving suspect, whatever that means. I find that to be, that right there pisses me off. They follow him. He parks. They try to pull him over. He doesn't stop. He goes into a parking garage, takes another truck. He swaps trucks and dips. They spot him, find him, pull him over. As they get him out of the car and whatnot, they smell something. They smell something. They smell something in the back of the truck. And it's in a bag. They open the bag and it was a fucking severed head and coolers with legs and arms. Right? Okay. The guy's attorney is cold-blooded. Now, how the hell do you steal a truck with a dead body chopped up in it? I don't know. They didn't really give that information, but let me give you all the story they gave. And I think this is great that the day before Christmas, a guy gets pulled over or goes on a high-speed chase or a slow-speed chase, gets popped with a fucking dead body. Like, now you're getting, what the fuck? Anyway, stories from Complex. Las Vegas man was arrested December 24th after police found a severed head in the vehicle he was driving. Remember, that's the key word. He was driving. Eric Holden has now been charged with murder, CNN reports. The day prior to his arrest, a Las Vegas Metro police officer attempted to pull over a Toyota truck with suspended registration. However, after the first stopping, the driver drove off with police approaching the vehicle per court documents. So, he stopped and then said, fuck this thug life, and did the dash. The driver pulled into a parking garage, and soon after, the Chevrolet truck pulled out, and police tailed the Chevrolet to an apartment complex and saw Holland was the driver. He was later apprehended, and upon searching the Chevrolet, police discovered a foul odor emanating from a trash bag where they uncovered a severed head. Holland had also been transporting coolers, which allegedly carried 2 human legs and an apparent human torso, according to the complaint. The body recovered in the case was in the second truck. This is where it gets weird to me. He switched vehicles and just jumped into this one, but it seems to be. Let me finish. So the body was found in the Chevy, not the Toyota. That's what his lawyer was getting at. Additionally, the truck bed was covered and the bodies was stored in sealed coolers. This is so fishy that you would just jump into a whip that has this shit. But anyway, Westbrook continued in order to presume that Mr. Holland, this is his attorney, Mr. Westbrook continued, in order to presume that Mr. Holland had prior knowledge of the contents of his truck, you would have led to believe that he took the police on an intentional chase that would lead them to the body. The real question here is why? Why would he lead them on an intentional chase, right? To find his dead body parts that are all chopped up. They said it was a stolen vehicle. So it's not his. I mean, they would have to have prints. They would have to have evidence that he killed and chopped up this body. And if they don't, they really don't have anything. They're going to have to find out who the fuck put that truck there. And all these casinos have cameras. So it's not going to be one of those cases where they don't know. They're going to find out, and it's not going to be too hard. Unfortunately, Vegas is big brother the fuck out. Super big brother. The other story today came from Vice, and it's about Kazakhstan and protests that are going on right now, where basically the young people that are on the internet are fighting with the old people that run everything because they're tired of their shit. And it's literally the fight that we see around the world. But this one's affecting Bitcoin in a big way. And let me tell you why. So the story's from Vice. An internet shutdown imposed by the government in Kazakhstan during a deadly crackdown on anti-regime protests has had the knock-on effect of taking out around 1/5 of the world's Bitcoin mining capacity. 1/5. That's huge, especially when Bitcoin needs mining. Like, mining is what keeps the Bitcoin growing, and then that will ultimately lead to getting to the cap. The Central Asian National accounts for the big chunk of, excuse me, why do it's my head, see shit, and then my mouth just says it. The Central Asian National accounts for big chunk of the world's crypto mining operations because of its extremely cheap electricity due to its large coal reserves. If you don't know, mining for Bitcoin takes a lot of power. You've seen memes where they show you a house covered in snow, and in like one part of an apartment complex, will have the melted snow area because they're mining and those computers are running super hot. Elon had an issue with it. He said it's very power wasteful because it takes so much energy to mine. And it does. You got to plug in the computer and they run for days and days and days. Many Bitcoin mining operations relocated to Kazakhstan from China last year after authorities banned it. Authorities had banned crypto in China, all of it. That included mining too. So they had to move and go somewhere. Kazakhstan happens to have a huge reserve of coal, so it makes it cheaper for them to burn things and keep it pumping. In America, it's not cheap. Yo, people have factories and factories and factories, and then they have to have cooling systems and fans and this and that. So it's like a giant warehouse with this huge amount of power being used, a huge amount of heat being distributed or displaced, all to mine. And 1/5 of that just got taken out just like that. This week's protests were sparked by a steep hike in fuel prices and have already seen at least a dozen killed, according to state media. Meanwhile, thousands of Russian troops have been deployed to protect the regime. On Friday, the county's embattled president, this is going to be a tough one, ordered the security forces to open fire without warning. Now, that's a little harsh. According to analytics, the government internet shutdown stopped all Bitcoin and other crypto mining operations in the country, which accounts for about 15 to 18% of raw computer power plugged into the global network. That's tough. The idea that they can do that is terrifying, and the idea that so many people are in one place makes you wonder. Bitcoin and crypto have all been on a downward spiral at the moment. How long? I don't know how long it's going to last, but it's been happening for a couple weeks now. Things are slowing down. NFTs are going to cause a lot of issues because a lot of them are worthless. Worthless. But people are spending millions and millions of dollars on worthless NFTs. And that was my story for today. And I find it very interesting that Kazakhstan has such a reserve in coal. You would think that the people that need that would want to be cool with the government or whoever is in order out that way. That's just, I don't know, that's just me. I just feel like, why fight it, right? They burnt the whole building down. It looks terrible. Hey, man, peace in the Middle East and shit like that. That's all for today. I'm going to go play video games with my friends. Matter of fact, I want to do that 10-year challenge. Like, if I did the 10-year challenge, it'd be like me with my whole family, and then now it would be me by myself. My name's Kasabian. Live in the moment. Don't live in the past. Be safe. Stay dangerous. Lavoe loves you. Wine.